Hi, welcome to the Legex Show, a podcast that will help you simplify the business ecosystem. Co hosted by the co founders of Legex, Ayush and Vishesh. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the podcast.
Hi friends, welcome to the Logic Show. Since of course it's our first episode, I have decided to invite my dear friend Mr. Vishesh. So he has been with me since 2015. For his small work stints, he worked across venture funds, product development, education, and consulting. Currently, he is working on his idea Legex, which is here to make legal systems more efficient using technology. Of course, I can ramble on and on about it, but I think it would be preferable if the person would speak about it and do the justice. So, Vishesh, it's great to have you on board with us.
It's a pleasure, Ayush. It's been 5 years and we haven't stopped talking even since.
So, Vishesh, I think we should go with a very primary question. What actually compelled you to start Legex?
Ayush, I come from a family of lawyers, and since my childhood, I saw the kind of inefficiency that exists in the legal ecosystem. So, when I was studying technology, this came to my mind that if using technology we can bring about even a single percent change in this ecosystem, I think that will be great for all the stakeholders of this particular legal domain. That's why we started Legex in January 2019 to make legal systems more efficient using technology.
When we talk about these technologies and these stakeholders, exactly what sort of technologies are we anticipating in the field and what sort of stakeholders do we talk about?
So Ayush, when we talk about stakeholders, I really mean all the people that exist in the legal domain. So when we started out Legex, we started with giving services to startups and SMEs that exist in the legal part. But over the time, we realized that majority of the issues are also with the legal professionals, who are catering these services, and they also need to be equipped with technological accessibility.
Hmm.
So, we changed our vision and made it more inclusive to, cater to businesses, organizations, startups, individuals, and even the legal professionals. So when we talk about particular technologies that we can come across, we have seen a plethora of technologies and contract management system, e-signing. We have also seen startups coming in with automating legal ecosystems, and a combination of all these particular entities. We can see about in a particular Legex environment that we envision right now.
Hmm. So, Vishesh, of course, when we talk about like legal ecosystem, as far as I have read about it, so it basically started from UK, US, and Australia. Indian ecosystem of legal entities and everything, it certainly lagged behind. How do you think Indian ecosystem would be able to match with the speed of those, and how do we bridge the gap? Since of course Indian content poses a different sort of comprehensive problem.
So, one thing I would disagree from you at this point is that we are not very far behind from US, UK, and Australia.
Okay,
Even the e-signing mechanism that India has with regards to Aadhaar card verification and everything is way better than what these countries have.
definitely.
The kind of infrastructure that we have seen in finance with regards to UPI is something that I do not see any of the countries that exist has. And a similar kind of thing exists whether in the US market, UK market, Australia market, that the other industries, even in their countries, have accepted technology at a much better and faster pace than particularly law. When it comes to the Indian ecosystem, the same is happening over in India. The other companies have accepted technology and made it more inclusive for a very long time, and the law is lagging behind. So it's not about whether we are, very far behind from US, UK, or Australia. Legal domain as a whole is very far behind from, the other domains that exist.
Now, of course, I agree on to that that there is certain sort of disruption going on, and it's totally fine. But then there's a peculiar question about the security of the data. Of course, when we talk about the legal data, there's a piles of data that exists, which have been there, and there is a pendency of cases, of course, and then there's a security regarding the data since it's very personal in nature. How do you think the legal sector would be able to doing it?
So I think no system is 100% secure. It's all about finding a balance between what is at the stake.
Hmm.
When we talk about these particular offline systems, even the files that are lying in codes or lying in some rooms, they are not 100% secure. Anyone can just barge in, just by breaking a lock, and can get access to all the files. It's all about seeing that what is the a particular balance that we can find. When it comes to data security and protecting this data, we take particularly Lajex, we take that very seriously into consideration. So all the files we have are completely 100% secure, with
Mm.
all the kind of security measures there with regards to GDPR compliances, also the California data protection law, and even the the Indian laws as they are evolving. So we take into consideration all the parameters that we can, and protect the data as much as possible. And that is all we can do. The main intention should not be
Mm.
to misuse the data, and that is what majorly defines about the data protection that any organization has to put on.
What do you think your competitors are doing over here? How does your growth augment with them? How do you think you support them and they support you into the progress?
So Ayush, when we talk about particularly legal tech field, this is one sort of field where we do not say that these are our competitors. I say they also exist in the domain, and the domain is too big that
Mm.
even 100 organizations like Legex can fit into this right now.
Definitely.
So when we talk about particularly case scenario in India, there are majorly two competitors that I think are majorly our competition. One is
Mm.
Vakil Search and the other is ClearText. Though both of them cover some certain aspects of what we are doing.
Mm.
So Vakil Search, when we look onto that, they are moving on to the legal accessibility for startups. And right now they register about 10% of all the Indian companies exist.
Mm.
In 2018, they crossed a monthly revenue of 1 crore INR. So, the
That's
acceptance
right.
of people on this particular side shows that, okay, Vakil Search is growing at a great pace. When we
Mm.
talk about ClearText, ClearText focuses on simplifying the taxation compliance for, individuals as well as companies.
Mm.
With ClearText, we are seeing a different kind of era emerging, where, people are shifting to putting their taxes on an autopilot.
Mm.
ClearText has raised, I think, about 170 to 180 million dollars. So
Mm.
that also shows that this particular domain is rich with investors and everything. So I think that the legal tech era in India is just starting out.
So, of course, like COVID situation was pretty unprecedented in that sense, and different startup adapted in different ways.
I guess
You-
I guess Ayush, with the COVID situation, it is
Mm.
actually favorable for startups like ours, because
How
because
so?
this really, yeah, because this particularly pandemic really showed to the people that 90% of the organizations can work on an online basis.
Uh-huh.
And that was one thing for law particularly people were not actually able to accept. Now they will be able to accept that, okay, with regards to technology, if every single organization can work online, then if I'm seeing a particular law firm functioning online,
Mm.
then that is the new normal. So I
I
think
see.
for the law firms or for the consulting firms, for the financial firms who are not very capable of getting online, I
Mm.
think this pandemic has brought a particularly boundary line with them, that they are lagging behind, and startups like us who are more on the technological side is getting on an exponential curve.
So, Vishesh, tell me this. What do you think exactly the ecosystem needs right now?
So one thing that is majorly missing is that either people underestimate technology or people overestimate it. They do
Okay.
not try to find a perfect balance between the human and technological interaction. And when it
Mm.
comes to law, it is very much manual in nature, very much redundant in nature, but at the same time, it is very personalized. A legal professional's role in today's world is not to just go about providing legal services. It is being there to assist the business in all its growth aspects. A legal professional is a business consultant, he is a financial consultant, he's also a personal consultant to the particular business executives.
Agreed.
So over the time, the role has evolved more from the law to more of, a particular person whom you can go to solve all your problems, be it your personal or organizations. So I think for the manual and redundant part and everything, technology has to play a better role. And the lawyer, the particular person who is equipped with that kind of specialties, needs to go on the personalization level. These both needs to find a right balance to, build that kind of ecosystem that we are envisioning.
So tell me this, Vishesh, whenever you're like, of course, there are certain degree of failures that associated with the startups and things happen. So how do you, well, what kind of failures that came into your way and how did you overcome them? But if you are in the middle of the process, you can be honest about it.
So, Ish, we just got out of the process about 6 months back.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the major failures that I personally consider, of our startup and mine in particular is about the team synchronization.
Mm-hmm.
So, one thing startups do not get right is the kind of people that they are getting into business with.
Mm-hmm.
They choose people based on the kind of skills they have. They choose people based on the kind of achievements that they have had. One thing that they particularly miss is the kind of synergy that they got to share with the person who is always going to be with you on the same side of the table.
Mm-hmm.
Because once that kind of synergy isn't there, I do not think that any kind of skill level or any kind of achievements that you have had is gonna make your startup sail through.
Mm-hmm.
That surely is bounded to be fail if the particular team synchronization isn't there. Because skills and everything are something which a person can learn if he has the right passion, and if he literally cares for you. The one
Mm-hmm.
thing that they cannot learn, even if they have skill, is to care about the particular team that they are in and understand that, okay, what is the vision that this company has.
Definitely, that's a very positive insight. So Vishesh, just explain it to us. How do you see this total industry evolving? What's the future of this?
So Ayush, when we talk about the future of it, we got to see the past of this industry. So in the last decade, internationally as well, we have seen a plethora of legal tech companies emerging.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to whether it comes to the contract automation, we are seeing Ironclad is there. When it comes to the e-discovery portal, we are seeing Case9 over there. When we are looking at particularly a law firm, we saw that Atrium was doing great in that sense. So internationally also this particular industry is emerging. And one place where Legex I think stands very different from all of them is the kind of inclusive culture that we are building.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are either trying to focus on building a kind of product that is helping in one process or another. The one thing that I think Legex will in a way make more holistic
Mm-hmm.
is the kind of ecosystem, the technological and human ecosystem that we are trying to build.
I see.
Because for this industry to emerge, first of all we have to equip the ones who are at the back end of doing all these things. And
Mm-hmm.
these are the legal professionals, these are the basic startups who are just now starting out.
Yeah, definitely, I agree to that point. So when we talk about the disruption to legal tech, it also touches the public sector of it, which is the judiciary in itself. So what's the future of the judiciary? What's the current state of it? And how does technology impact it? Is it even necessary to bring technology into it?
So that necessity, a particular necessity of increased efficiency is always there. I won't
Mm-hmm.
say that once you bring in technology, it's gonna be perfect. At that
Mm-hmm.
point, we'll be needing some more technology inputs. We'll be needing some more inputs from some other kind of intervention. So the
Mm-hmm.
need of efficiency is always there in every particular sector. So we really cannot refrain from technology, or just go away with a particular domain. We got to make it so inclusive that every single person who is out there can access these systems. When it comes to in particular about judiciary and the judicial systems, I think a lot is changing already. Just about 10 years back, when we look back, we can see that a particular CA or CS or any legal professional has to create a bundle of documents. They have to go submit it to the MCA to get their company registered. But then the
Mm-hmm.
government system just finalized a particular online delivery mechanism, and now a particular company can be formed in about 10 days, and that is completely online. So I think judiciary, everything is changing. It just needs to fasten up the pace to get
Mm-hmm.
to the extent that other industries have.
Yes, I agree to that. Any final words to the budding entrepreneurs and the people in the industry?
So for entrepreneurs or anyone who is trying to start out, one thing I would particularly say is to get out there as soon as possible and experiment as much as you can. Because one thing as budding entrepreneurs we get wrong is that we are striking the right thing, and this is the goal. It might be, but it might not be as well. And that is one thing in which most of the startups and the and people fail. They think that okay, they are doing this one particular thing and it's gonna just hit the right spot, and they are just gonna be just millionaire or billionaire at some point. One thing they fail
Right.
to acknowledge is that you got to be out there, you got to experiment 10 and 20s of the things, and only one of them will strike that kind of gold. The other might be just silver.
All right, Vishesh. It was great having you on board. So, guys, stay tuned for more episodes. Share it with your friend if you like it. Goodbye, guys. Hope to see you soon.